Here I am at the west end of Big Bear Lake, and in front of me is the original dam that was built and completed in 1884. The water level is a little bit low right now. It's a little higher than it was a few years back. We reached an all-time low, well, recent all-time low a few years ago. That little buoy looking thing that you see in the middle there, that's actually a marker that marks the very top of the original rock dam that was completed in 1884 that created Big Bear Lake. It was a reservoir. They wanted more water for redlands down the hill and built this subsequently. And then they realized in 1911 that they needed a bigger dam. It's going on over 108 years old. It's held back the water of Big Bear Lake. Okay, so this is the original dam keeper's house from the 1900s. What's left of it. Excuse the shakiness, I don't have my equipment with me today. Let's check it out.
Let's go on the other side.
I don't know what happened here, but I believe that this place burned down. Although I could be wrong.
Oh my gosh, what was that?
Where?
Weird looking lizard.
Where is it?
Right here. It's by the rock.
He's got no tail.
Yeah, it's a weird looking lizard.
No, he's just a fence lizard. Somebody tried to get him. They let go of his tail.
Poor thing.
Somebody had a party up here. Unfortunately.
Down the backside.
Well, that's unfortunate. Urban art. Unfortunate urban art. A lot of new modern hotels have been built here. A lot of investment capital in the last decade built this place up. Luxury resorts. This place really is like a little Bavarian town nestled in California in the mountains. Like a local secret. The main economy up here is tourism. There are plenty of businesses and restaurants and things of that nature. The cave on the right here is live entertainment. All these little cute shops sell craft works and leather goods and shirts and curios. Americana. Whatever your tastes are in food, you can find it here. This is a Four Seasons resort. We got mountain biking, hiking, off-roading. You can bring jet skis and boats up here to the lake. In the wintertime, you got skiing, snowboarding. place here on the left I've eaten at a few times. It's really, really good. If you want good Mexican food, I highly recommend it. El Jacalito. And the next one here, the Peppercorn Grill, is more upscale American food. Really good as well. And this place across the street, the Big Bear Lake Brewing Company, is a relatively new place. Whoever built this forked over some dime to build the infrastructure on the inside, and now it's a really, really beautiful place on the inside that brews its own beer. This place here on the left, the Teddy Bear Restaurant, has been a local breakfast spot in Big Bear for decades. While you're up here, you gotta visit this awesome store, the Stupididiotic factory outlet. So this is the Stupididiotic store. Fish thermometer. Excuse me. We have a large selection of stupid, idiotic stuff here. Awesome, stupid, idiotic stuff. Like the car full of cats auto sunshade, which I just may have to buy before I before I leave. The cat toilet training kit. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now we got the landmine bath stopper. Oh God, fun stuff. The clock that tells the days of the week. If you're going to visit Big Bear Lake, you have to come up here and see this store. This is probably the most awesome store up here. It's a lot of fun. This is one of the original sites of the original settlements of this place. It's called, well, we're close to it, it's called Belleville. This is quite possibly one of the most beautiful places in Big Bear, and it's a hidden gem. It's called Holcomb Valley. This is 3N10, which I believe leads to the John Bull Trail. One of the most technically difficult trails in all of Big Bear. My group and I went down this in the early 2000s with a buddy of mine who I love dearly, and unfortunately he's no longer with us, but he was crazy. I still have some photographs of that, memories. There was this huge rock garden you encounter, and then the trail gets incredibly steep. It's the sort of thing you don't ever want to do on your own. And if you do it, you really want to have a vehicle that's got like at least 33-inch tires and a 3-inch lift. Lockers would be recommended. This small horse area is private property, so I won't intrude on it, but it is beautiful, and it is located in this beautiful, pristine valley in Big Bear. This is at the 6,500 foot elevation in the backcountry. It's a hidden gem, a secret. I have a photograph of this place from over 20 years ago, before they had the metal fence, and it had this beautiful antique fence that went all the way around. This is Holcomb Valley. It's a beautiful meadow at 6,500 feet elevation, just north of Big Bear, out in the middle of the National Forest. It is surreal. There's wildflowers and history. And since it's a Sunday, there's some traffic. Well, hi there. Hi. Looks like I got company in this little cabin.
One 4th of July. This is Belleville, decided original champion on that. You can see underneath the patch is the original champion.
I'm with these wonderful two people I met while I'm here, and one of them happens to know the history of this place beyond what the plaque says.
Okay, hi there. So here we are in Holcomb Valley at the Belleville cabin. It's the last remaining original cabin that was built here in the mid-1800s. And when you do your tour, you'll get to see the women used to sweep the floor here and everything else. But this is a typical cabin, a typical house, not a cabin. This is actually where they lived. And so we had original miners that were here mining for years, the Bellevilles and the Van Dusens, and family and friends that were here created this valley and built these cabins, and word got out that there was gold in Holcomb Valley, so they had an influx of new miners come to the valley, and the saloon was thriving and pumping, and Mrs. Belleville had set on her mind that she wanted a flag, an American flag, for the community. So all the women of the town decided to rip off pieces of their dresses to donate to create this big, beautiful flag.
Wow.
It was really something, because back then, you know, they didn't have access to material and things like that. So the only way they could get material up here was to utilize what they had. So the women donated pieces of their gowns, and they made this beautiful flag for the 4th of July celebration. So you had the saloon, and inside the saloon you had the old miners, and then you had the new miners coming into town. And these people had been up here, the old timers had been here for quite a while before the influx of the new miners. So
they're mining gold?
They were mining gold all over this valley. You'll see the arastas up the road here when you get down there. And that's where they grinded the original ore with the horses. Would go around the arasta and grind the ore that they found. So here we are back at 4th of July, and we're in the saloon. Everybody's celebrating, and you have an old miner sitting next to a new miner, and they're having this conversation, and the conversation goes something like this. Wow, that's a really beautiful flag. And the old miner says, it sure is. He goes, our women gave every piece they could, spare piece of their dresses to create that flag. He said, well, it's wonderful, but there's something wrong with it. And he said, well, there's nothing wrong with it. What are you talking about? He said, well, we've had more states added to the Union, and it's missing some stars. And the people had been up here so long that they heard nothing about new states coming and becoming part of the Union. So what happened is,
well, it was still Reconstruction, because the Civil War had just ended like 20 years before.
Exactly. Right. So they're like, oh no, we have X amount of new stars. I don't remember anymore exactly what it was. And the old miner says, oh, you're full of garbage. No, really, we have it. So now you have an old miner and a new miner at odds. Well, before you know it, you have all the old miners and all the new miners going at each other, and they end up in this huge fight.
Oh, wow.
Gunfire breaks out.
No kidding.
All over town, and no joke, half the town ended up dead here.
You're kidding? All over a flag?
All over how many stars were specifically put on the flag.
Wow.
And it's sad, because they had created such a neat community out here, and it was just basic common ignorance that killed off half the town.
Wow.
And what we don't know is where they buried them all. But they're here somewhere, and it's kind of an interesting
Cool.
story about Belleville and the 4th of July.
I know that the Boy Scouts used to maintain this, and I do know as an anecdote that the Lucky Baldwin mine at the end near the dump, some kids about 8 years ago were digging in it and found dynamite.
Oh, they
Yeah.
don't want anyone over there. There's good reason for that.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Like they literally left dynamite, they dug down and they tried to get in it and they found it. So
Sure,
yeah.
sure. It's stuff like that all over here.
Well, thank you
Make
guys.
sure you hit the Metzger mine up on the way, because
I
you
don't
can
feel like
actually
climbing
walk
into
in.
anything. I did 20 years ago when I wasn't fat.
This one you can walk right into.
Okay.
It's like a hallway, and it's
Right.
pretty cool, and that's your next stop that
Okay,
way.
thank
so
you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's see if we can get down here without killing ourselves. Me and my multiple personalities, that is, when I say we. And I have absolutely the wrong shoes on to walk on these pieces of quartz. Maybe this was a quartz mine, huh? What do you think? Wow. Well, this is the head frame of part of the Lucky Baldwin mine. What's left of it. There's some water pipes down there. I don't know what else. If anybody who's watching this knows more about this disaster or this area, please feel free to enlighten me and educate everyone. I know very little apart from this was a mining operation, and that there are remnants of this scattered throughout this end of Big Bear. I see some foundations over there of what could be part of a mill or something. The foundation of something's here.